Today, we are going to put together a home exercise plan for people who don't have a lot of time, be they in the more beginner level or even advanced calisthenics level. We're just gonna take the most important exercises for a full body routine, starting with easy variations so you can have your full body workout even on the days where you don't feel 100% there, or for the days or even weeks where we don't have time to incorporate complete workouts every single day and we're looking for peak efficiency. So if you're ready, let's go have some fun. Now, since we don't have a lot of time, all of these exercises are going to be compound movements, starting out with some that only include a handful of larger muscle groups and working our way to exercises that include every single muscle group in our entire body. And we will also be supersetting every single exercise, meaning combining two exercises and going through one, then the other. Back to the first, back to the second, back to the first, back to the second. Starting with the easiest level of our first exercise, the squat. We are going to simulate a squat for the people who do not have the strength to do body weight squats by themselves. All you need to do is stand up, get on your toes, and sit back down again. We are getting on our toes so we can include our calves because they have to be trained too, as well as our foot musculature because that is literally the foundation of our body, and if we do not work on it, we will regret it. So to no one's surprise, level 2 of this exercise is going to be classic body weight squats. Now I want you to really flex your entire leg and glute musculature at the top and go for full range of motion. Your femur lower than parallel to the ground, so our hips are lower than our knees, and then full extension, get on your toes and flex all of this. All the way down and all the way up, complete flexion. All the way down and all the way up, complete flexion. If classic bodyweight squats are still too easy for you and you don't want to use them even for a warm-up, let's go for complete pistol squat. Sit down all the way, extend your legs so you don't cheat, and you have to start the complete movement from the ground up. Sit down, controlled movements, pull in, explosive extension, and sit back down, controlled movement. All the way up and all the way down. And if you want to put more pressure on your quadriceps, then be sure to lean forward and use it to complete extension before you sit back down again. So what are we gonna superset this with? Classic push-ups. If you don't have the strength for classic push-ups on the ground, then elevated push-ups will do. Depending on the angle of your elbows, you will have more chest dominance if you flare them out, or if you keep them really close to your upper body, triceps dominant. Next level would be on our knees, fully on the ground. Touch your chest down, extend fully and lengthen your shoulders down and up. Next level, raise your knees and classic push-ups. Spam them explosively for maximum strength. There you go. So now we have our first exercise superset. Squats combined with push-ups. There is nothing more simple than that. Next up, we're gonna need a back exercise, which brings us to the back whittle. We're gonna lay down fully on the ground, flare our arms out at shoulder height, and from here we're gonna pull our elbows together, flexing our back musculature as much as we can, all the way, and reversing the movement. Now, it's not gonna take many repetitions of this to feel it, especially if you do it correctly by totally flexing your entire traps, lats, and back musculature as much as you can. We're also going into spinal flexion, rounding our back so we can have a little bit more core engagement as well. And since supersets are usually done through agonist-antagonist training, we can switch from the backside to the front side to our core, starting with the easiest variation. First, of course, either you do crunches. If you do have the strength, I want you to extend your legs, sit up in a controlled movement, touch them toes, and lay back down again. If you have even more strength, especially in your hip flexors combined with your core, then flattening your feet on the ground is going to make this movement even harder. Controlled positive, touch the ground for a little bit more spinal flexion, and controlled negative movement. Sit up all the way, touch down, and lay back down again. So now we have 2 supersets done, which moves us to our most chest dominant exercise, which is going to be another variation of the push-up. However, due to the nature of this exercise, we can isolate the chest a little bit more, and we're going to feel it a little bit more. We're going to require a lot of strength. So level number 1, on your knees, one arm is always fully extended, and we are doing archer push-ups, or in this case, pseudo archer push-ups. And if you do have the strength, then raise those knees and go through a full range of motion. Left side, right side, left side, etc. A second version of this would be the typewriter. Again, first level on our knees. We're going to stay very close to the ground and switch from here. If your range of motion isn't long enough, then come up a little bit higher. Left side, right side. And second level, of course, is raising your knee. Get down there and switch as low to the ground as possible. And trust me, your chest is going to be burning after less than 3 to 4 repetitions. Now, since this push-up variation actually has more biceps inclusion than triceps inclusion, we're going to superset with a triceps exercise. Sit up diagonally, bring your hand down to the ground, and we're going to try to touch our shoulder to our hand and then reverse the movement. To be sure, we're not cheating. Keep one hand behind your head. So touch that shoulder down and push from your arm back into that extension. Touch your shoulder to your hand and go for complete extension, pushing out of your triceps. All the way down, all the way up. You can make that exercise as hard as you want it to by raising up the rest of your body as well. Now you're gonna have to push up even more weight, and you're gonna add a little bit more of core contraction as well, which moves us to our final 2 exercises. And of course, it can't be a complete exercise routine if we don't include just the tiniest bit of mobility to our strength workout. With a Cossack squat, starting with level number 1, just small switches. If you have more strength and more mobility, then going down into the same depth we have with a squat, meaning the hip crease lower than the knees, then that would be even better. If you have more strength and mobility, then moving to the next level by sitting down all the way and reversing the movement into full quadriceps extension before switching sides, left side, right side. If you have even more mobility and are even stronger, then bring that knee down to the ground to include a little bit more hip flexor and core strength. Left side, right side, switch it up, control, full leg musculature, including movements. Which brings us to the last exercise, and as promised is going to include every single muscle group or larger muscle group in our bodies. And this exercise warranted an entire video by itself, but we're gonna build it in here anyways. We're gonna start with the easiest level, the rocking or Mike Tyson push-up. Sit back all the way and go into a full push-up movement. If this is too easy for you, we're gonna move our feet up the wall behind us, and we're gonna work from here. Push back all the way, extend, and push up. Back and forward, and back and forward. Now we're gonna superset this, not with antagonist exercises, but with the same musculature. Get down on the ground, go for complete push-ups. And once you don't even have enough energy to do push-ups as well, then we're gonna hold this as a plank position for as long as we can to end our exercise routine with a bang. But what you're gonna do is basically one set of the level of exercise that you can do combined with the second or the superset exercise, one round of each of those supersets, and then we're gonna end it all with the Mike Tyson push-ups, the normal push-ups, and the plank in one single go. So your complete routine won't take you more than 20 minutes at the maximum. And and that is if you are taking breaks in between. If you don't want to take any breaks in between and work more in like a high intensity interval training style, then by all means do that. You're gonna be massively pumped, you're gonna include all the musculature in your entire body, and you're still gonna get that short but very effective exercise routine in. Not to mention that you can do it from the comfort of your home, so you don't have to go anywhere. Just turn out of bed on the ground and start your exercise routine instantly. Sadly, however, my friends, this is all the time we have left for you today. But if you like the video and subscribe, and check out other videos on this channel because we have new ones every single day. So until tomorrow, Captain Cairo, peace out.